There's this first video that I want to react to. India Love addresses the viral photo of her on her knees for a man after playing in a celebrity poker game tournament. I never said I was a role model. I'm trying to do better, and with that comes trial and errors. Now listen, chat, a lot of y'all any wet dreams game, thank God no. Thank God no. Thank God I ain't been no wet dreams. I have not skeeted in my slumber, and I'm very happy, okay? Very happy.
Now that's pimp.
Okay. Okay. Now, I've been seeing India Love get a lot of heat lately, and I don't really think that's pimp.
That's not pimp.
Okay? A lot of people out there want to sit there and just, and drag on the poor girl. You feel me? They want to come down on the poor girl. Okay? They want to talk about the poor girl, man. All right? I've never had nothing against India Love. And when it doesn't matter what anybody says, it doesn't matter it doesn't matter who you are. If I hear hypocrisy, it's just in my nature to call it out, okay? You said McQueen want next. No, I don't, nigga.
That's not
No, I don't. Okay? I never said that. Nor did I imply that. Okay? Let's stay focused here. Okay? How was your mental? Did you eat today? You know what? I appreciate that for even asking that. Mrs. Unique? Is that Mrs. Unique right there? My mental is actually excellent. I was feeling very grateful and full of joy and full of abundance and full of gratitude today, man. My mental's been excellent because I've been putting in the work. I've been taking the actions and I've been staying consistent. And I haven't been leaving any room for me to feel any type of low vibrational energy. You know what I'm trying to say? Because I've been putting in the work. You feel me? So I feel great. And yes, I ate today. I ate a sandwich. Okay. I had a pub sub. People on the East Coast, y'all call it pub subs. From Publix. No smack. You know what I'm saying? That was pretty good. And I had some oatmeal earlier this morning. You feel me? So yeah. I feel excellent. I really appreciate that. Isn't that crazy how men, we don't really get asked that often? You see how I just started word vomiting? You see how I just started, start speaking to you like you a therapist? Because we don't get asked that often. So I appreciate that, Unique, for even asking me that. But anywho, okay? Oats are legendary for the bulk. Man, legendary. Man, I've been meal prepping the fuck out of them, man. Man, I've been meal prepping the fuck out of these oats, nigga. I got another one, nigga. I've been meal prepping the fuck out of these oats, nigga. You know me, nigga. These is legendary for the bulk, man. I'm in a crazy bulk right now. McLadies, man. That's freaking great. Keep working hard. You are so welcome. Overnight oats go. They go stupid, bro. Bro, Chad, if y'all never had overnight oats, bro, y'all niggas got to. If y'all are in a bulking season and y'all trying to put on some weight, y'all got to go crazy on the overnight oats, bro. Get you some oats. Unique. What's the deal? So we got two Uniques in here, man. We got Mrs. Unique and we got So Unique. What's the deal, baby? Man, hella McLadies in here tonight.
We get Gucci.
Hella McLadies in here tonight. Dan hear me.
We get Gucci.
But anyways, man, I got ADHD, chat. Y'all can't just keep pulling me in all these different directions. Let me finish a thread first, okay? Anywho, a lot of people were talking about India Love, okay? Saying that she's a bopper this, she's a this, she's a that, okay? Now, I know a lot of y'all might be like, McQueen, you were saying some crazy shit about her too. That's not true. All I was saying was when we were reacting to her talking about how she makes very artistic content on OnlyFans, I was just calling out how artistic can we get on there? You feel me? Okay? But other than that, as a person, I don't know. She could be the coolest girl ever. You feel me? She seems really cool, and she seems like a ride or die when she likes somebody. You feel me?
The pasties are
like
watching.
that, man. Shout out my nigga Ron Sue with the sub, man. All right? Miss Unique in the building. Black Queens are in the building tonight. Yes, sir. They always are. You know what I'm saying? They always are, man. In the building, okay? Anywho, okay? Now, There was this clip right here of her at the poker game. Y'all seen it. Michael Phelps was all up on her. You know what I'm saying? You trying to go for a swim later on? And she was like, Michael Phelps. Oh my God. You know? And then there was a clip of her right here on her knees. You know what I'm saying? Just poking that thing out. Did you get that thing on your nail? Okay? And so I was like, oh, that's just kind of wilding out at this damn poker game. Okay? And the internet didn't really like it. Now, I think it's obviously because, you feel me, she be with, what's her name? DDG, okay? And I feel like the parasocials, they love to just, you know, try and cause drama anytime they see this woman with someone else. Even though it's never been publicly claimed that they're, you know, together, okay? Michael trying to dive in that. Who is Michael, first of all? Who's Michael? Oh, you talking about Mike Phelps. My fault, okay? Because I'm McQueen, and I'm not trying to dive in that thing, okay? Bro, she be on the same time. She's not yours, it's just a turn. Wherever the money go, they go, okay? You say she for the streets? God damn, chat. Why y'all run such a tight program? Now, enough of my yapping, okay? Right here, she's in this damn chat right here, okay? As you guys can see, the says India Love on the username, and she's explaining, you know, she's pleading for this picture and what this means.
Myself up with God, get back on my path, repent, you know, put some holy oil on myself and try again. You know,
Whoa, what? Legend said it best, which is you.
Wisdom, fill myself up with God, get back on my path, repent, you know, put some holy oil on myself and try again. You know, I fail. I never.
Put some holy oil on yourself. So we learned how to be extra strict. Okay. You know, hey, I ain't mad at that. You know what I'm saying? I ain't mad at that, okay? The Photoshop go crazy. This photo op crazy. What's up, McQueen? Hey, King, what's the deal? But she's a representation of her man, whoever it be. Unfortunately, that is how it goes, you know?
First said I was a role model or anything. I'm just trying.
Do y'all hear that, chat?
Get back on my path, repent, you know, put some holy oil on myself and try again. You know, I fail. I never said I was a role model or anything. I'm just trying. I'm trying to do better. I'm trying to do right. I'm trying. And with that comes, you know, trial and error. And
you know what, Chet? I agree with her, bro. You know, when I was younger, I used to have that whole warped mindset of like, no one can like ever come back from, you know, just having a promiscuous past, if you will. And to a degree, I still think that, you know, depending on how bad that promiscuous past was, I do start to kind of believe like, okay, you know, unless you're, I don't know. It's a very tricky thing, okay? However, we don't know what her past truly, we don't even know if her past is as bad as the you know down the street or the you know from your school, okay? We don't truly. You see how I tried to like be mature and take that route and I immediately was like, oh. But anywho, okay? Taylor, what's the deal, bro? Or Tay Riz, okay? All you heard was holy oil. Now, we don't even know if her past is as bad as the bitch that you know from your school, the bitch you know from the club, the bitch you know from, you know what I'm saying, your college, from dance, from a get-together, from church. We don't know if her past is as bad as the bras that y'all think are just angels. Okay, because we got an example for that later on too. There's this comedian named Akash. This said, yeah, my wife, she has had no sexual partners, just to find out that was getting ran in college after he already married the broad.
That's not pimp.
Okay, so you know these be so sure that they is pure as hell. Okay, these be so sure that they is pure as hell just to find out that a Barberlini. Anywho, but because of the fact that India loves love history has been broadcasted on the internet, okay, since she was young, okay, since she was 18, okay. Everyone thinks that she's just like the dirtiest bopper on the planet. I don't think that, but she has that, and a lot of people keep saying that. A lot of people make it seem like she's just an actual just low down dirty leg bopper, just like what that Charles said. Yeah, you dirty leg hoe. I don't think that. I don't think that. Okay. I just think that she didn't do a good job of not making it look like that. Okay? I don't think she just didn't do a good job of not making it look like that. You know? That's what I think. I could be wrong. Okay? But in my experience, Chet, the girls who are super open about their sexuality are actually a lot less worse than the ones who try to act like they're pure. That's just my experience. It's the fake good girls that you gotta watch out for. Okay? Not your face is telling a different story every time. I'm just being 100, okay? In my experience, it's the fake good girls that you gotta watch out for. Okay? I would rather have a supposed honest slut, okay, that's paying it forward, that's doing a lot for my life, that's actually raising my life and improving my life in this, actually treating me like a king in this, than the who's just feeding me sweet nothings and acting like the most perfect broad, when in reality, she was getting ran by a whole Phoenix Sun basketball team. Okay? That's just me. Okay? Now, that might be a controversial take to a lot of y'all. Okay? But that's just how I feel. That's what I've learned. Okay? And that's what I've experienced throughout my life. Okay? Now, I believe that, you know, she could rub some holy oil on her, like she says. Okay? And she could redeem herself. The problem is, or the question is, will she, chat? Will she? Gordy said, "Don't put shit past no woman." That's, yeah, of course. And I don't push shit past no woman. But that's why you gotta make sure that the broad is actually doing something for you, because of the fact that you can't put nothing past no woman. If she wake up one day and do some weird shit, you didn't know about it, nigga. Hey, at least the bitch was paying you money. At least the bitch was elevating your life. At least the giving you access to certain things that was making your life better than it is by yourself. Okay, at least the was bringing value in this. Once I found out you did some weird shit, we cut ties. Okay, she knew that pic was getting posted and posed like that. Okay. Now, let's finish, okay? Let's finish.
Self and try again. You know, I failed. I never said I was a role model or anything. I'm just trying. I'm trying to do better. I'm trying to do right. I'm trying. And with that comes, you know, trial and error. And I'm finally okay with my mistakes and like everything being at the forefront. I got too comfortable and kept drinking at the table. As soon as I got up from that poker table, y'all, I was spinning. And as soon as I got up and was done, everybody wanted to take pictures, do interviews. I don't remember nothing. I blacked out. I was a functioning blackout. But again, that's my fault. It's nobody's fault but mine. I was very hard on myself, but I also turned it into a lesson and let it fuel me. And now I'm putting myself on punishment. I'm gonna get real strict. I'm not drinking no tequila. If I have to drink at all, it'll be wine.
How y'all feel about that? You trying to do better is a lie. How many trial and errors? Yeah, see, I see the make ladies, y'all not going for it in this, man. Yo, I see why the internet on her head right now, fool. You know what I'm saying? Should have just left with Michael Phelps. Why does it? She said she was a functioning blackout. So under these, she was blacked out. Cause who is this nigga? Who is this random? That she just she was just blacked out in the casino, just loaded. Did she say when she stood up from the poker table she was thinning? What does she mean? What do you mean you was thinning? Your hair was thinning? You were thinner? Your body was thinner? Like, what does that even mean? Am I missing something, chat? What does thinning mean in context to drinking?
Being at the forefront. I got too comfortable and kept drinking.
Oh,
at
spinning.
the table.
Thank you. She was spinning.
As soon as I got up from that poker table, y'all, I was spinning. And as soon as...
Oh, so she thinking she... Man. Whole world was spinning. That picture isn't saying word. I can't lie, okay? So every time you drink, you gotta worry about if you gonna be too friendly now. Them two don't look like, now that's pimp. This look like Channing Frye. I was finna say, why he look like some type of NBA player, bro? I couldn't think of who the f it was. Who the f it was Channing Frye? I was like, why do it, bro? I was finna cook this nigga. I'm like, why he look like that one NBA player? I just couldn't remember the name, bro. Oh my God, what's cracking this guy here? What's the deal, Marty? The word is fuck. I can imagine when she was younger and must be worse. Bro, she had no man because that's an issue. Just take your turn and have a moment. Nobody trusting that. I'm gonna be 100. I'm not trusting that either. You know, I saw a crazy video, okay? And I don't know how I missed this, chat. I don't know if I saw it before, but it was a video of at the last Stream University. It was Ben, Duke, and I think DDG was like trying to press Duke and Ben for messing with India or something. You know, he was obviously just doing his content. And and then Duke was like, oh yeah, you can have her, bro. With the whoop, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's your ball. With the whoop, this. And then he asked Ben like, yo, like, what he mean by this? And then Ben was like, oh yeah, well now he feels like since you out the picture, he got his ball back. And then that Duke was like, you mean the ball that's been in the layup line? I was like, damn. So that's how is viewing it? That's how is viewing India Love? I personally don't know her, and I don't know her history for me to even be saying all that. I only know the history that we've seen. So it could either be 100 times worse than what we've seen. Soulja Boy, David Haney, The Game. I mean, the list goes on. Like, it goes on. We already know the list goes on, okay? But it can either be just that, or it could be 100 times worse. And if it's just what you've seen on the internet, yeah, Lil Yachty is crazy. I'm not gonna hold you. But if it's just what we've seen on the internet, in reality, compared to these other boppers, she's an angel. Cause Nick, Chad, I can tell y'all, man. I've seen the inner workings of how women work, especially in the entertainment industry. I've seen some very evil things from women. I've seen some evil shit. I've seen some evil actions. Nigga, I've had cheat on a man with me and be in my bed talking to me about this celebrity and why they don't want to fuck with this no more, and how I'm this and how he doesn't have this, and I'm like sitting there thinking like, damn, bro, this is up, you know? I've seen some of the that are the absolute most, like on the surface they look more innocent than India do. But I am willing to bet that their sexual history is 100 times worse than India's, okay? Dead homies, nigga. Dead homies. So I don't know, bro. I don't know. We don't know. We don't really know that, you know? It's just the unfortunate, you know, all of her relationships being broadcasted on the internet and on TV and whatnot. It just, over time, it ended up looking crazy. I'm not even gonna say kind of. It looks crazy. But, you know, I do believe that, you know, she could be better. The only thing is will she actually do it? That's my only thing. You know, hopefully she does, man. You know, I'll say a prayer for India, man. Hopefully India actually does get her stuff together, because, you know, it does really feel good to be sober. It does feel good to be disciplined. It does feel good to be walking with purity. It does feel excellent. Now, I just hope that she can do it. I just hope that she can actually stick to it, because, you know, she's saying try. I'm trying. And as Master Yoda says, Chad, okay? Do or do not. There is no try. Why did I feel like that was India love? I mean, it is. Lay of line is crazy. It is crazy. Only time will tell. Do or do not. There is no try. And I live by that on a daily basis, Chad, okay? If I catch myself saying, I'm trying, no, nigga, you're not. Because it's either you doing it or you're not doing it. There is no try. Nigga, if you're trying something, that means you're kind of like, oh, I want to do it, but I'm not really committing to it fully. I'm trying my best. It's more so just like you're giving yourself an excuse for continuing to fail. Because you tried to do it, okay, and then you feel short and like, you know what, hey, man, I'm trying. Fuck it. So subconsciously, I'm going to do it again, and then I'm just going to keep saying, yeah, I'm trying, you know? No, nigga, it's either you do it or you don't. That's a fact, nigga. You know?